Okay, today we're down here on the near Whitman Branch shooting range, and my buddy Brian, the old Solomon Sears home place, what Brian calls it. Brian has been back in here before. I've been back in here before looking for the Miser Cemetery. Some people call it the Miser. I've seen it spelled M-I-C-E-R, M-I-S-E-R, but it was one of the cemeteries that did not get moved during the construction of Laurel Lake. Now, I've been in here before, Brian, and I came in and went down in that canyon and came back up the ridge and tried to find it walking back that way. Never did find it. Brian has found it before.
Yeah. See, whenever I went down, I went off right there. I went up to where the old road goes in right there.
Yeah.
The gate's at, and I cut up some time ticket right there.
Yeah.
And I went down. And see, I was just up here the other day. I come up here about a week ago or so up here at the cemetery, and I come back off Sears Ridge. They're checking that old grave we set up there for Sarah Thomas.
Yeah.
That's there, and I hiked the ridge and went through the woods to come back here and got on this road right here, and then I got back in here.
Well, this is definitely an old road bed that I guess back in its day, old farm road that led back to the cemetery. So anyway, I'm gonna make my first trip into the Miser Cemetery, which I believe it has 5 graves. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a home place looking territory here. We're going to hear some gunfire because we're close to the shooting range. They're shooting at us, Brian. Bang sticks. Turkey grubbing. So anyway, that's what we're doing here today. Is we're down near the Whitman Branch shooting range, and we're going into the Miser Cemetery, which was left in the middle of the Daniel Boone Forest when the lake was impounded. Yep. Trekking into the cemetery. That's a perfect home place seat right there, Brian.
Yeah.
And this road is well defined. It doesn't show on any of the old maps, but pretty good old road bed.
There's an old road that here takes you up there to the home place.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
Almost like a switchback.
I'm wanting to take a page where the old Miser home place is up to here. Because I've not found no more signage from the home place.
Well, the history of the Misers or Misers has not been easy to find. What was this gal's name? Sarah Miser? And she is. I can't remember how many of the graves are known. I remember the Laurel Lake Cemetery relocation plan showed 5 or 6, but I want to say that Sarah Miser was the only known name. There might have been another last name listed.
Her mom's name is Mary Miser. Right there in see, I found Sarah Miser in what was it, 1850 census I told you?
Somebody I remember, was it Daryl or John Paul or somebody? John Paul found Sarah Miser.
Remember, I had you tell him look her up on the ancestry.
Yep.
Right
We
there.
found something about her.
And her mom's name was Mary Miser, and she had a crap ton of brothers and sisters too.
Yeah.
Their race was mulatto.
Mulatto, yeah. They were mixed.
Yeah, they wasn't white. Sarah Miser wasn't a white person. She was like a mulatto.
They were mixed. But you know, here's the thing. As this road has come out, and I remember coming out here before looking for the cemetery, but the land's dropping off in that direction, and it's dropping off in that direction. I remember that's how I came up to this finger ridge. So obviously, this cemetery is going to be right out this ridge. Lead on, bro.
Come on, Dad. Come on, baby.
I don't know how I didn't find it the last time. I actually... Son of a gun.
Remember me telling you about that?
Yeah.
That's an old dozer blade in this logging back here.
It is a dozer blade.
That's old too.
They just left the son of a gun.
That's probably at least 60s right there.
Just left the blade. What about that? Just left the blade.
That's the old dozer blade. Then you get down in here, you start finding bucks of wool and shit too, where they put all this wood all on one side.
Well, it's a really good road bed coming in. I don't know how I didn't find it the first time I came here. I found it on the way out, but I didn't find it coming in.
This road hasn't been used in at least 100 years.
Oh, I would say 80 to 100 years.
I'd say Solomon Sears was still alive in the 1900s whenever this was still used.
Probably. But you know, it damn sure drops off, Brian, pretty prominent in each direction. Yeah. I mean, that's a lip right here, straight to the bottom. And it drops off the other side pretty good too. The gun firing you hear is at the Whitman Branch shooting range. Although it probably is muzzleloader season too. This is a loop.
Yeah, hit the circle all the way around the old cemetery.
So we've reached the area of the cemetery straight up here.
Come on up.
So Brian says there's a loop like there was around a lot of the old cemeteries.
You go to the back part of the property where the cemetery is at right there?
Yeah.
It starts all the way around right there, and you can see it.
Makes you wonder at one time if the cemetery was larger. Okay, according to my topo map, it says the cemetery's up to the right. See what? Yeah.
That's one I found. I found it up in the thicket.
Oh, but you found a bucket.
Come on, Daisy. Come on,
That looks like a cemetery seat right there. That whole thing looks like a cemetery seat.
That gunfire got her freaked out.
Yeah. Yeah, those guns are scaring her to death, ain't they? Come on, Daisy, let's go.
Hey, come on now. All right.
So you found the old fuel bucket or oil bucket from the hydraulic bucket from the logging days, right there. Okay, my GPS says we're all over it. There's a grave right there, man.
Yeah, this would be her mom. I think it's her mom.
Wow.
Sarah Monster's mom right here.
How did I miss this when I was here?
There's supposed to be another grave right here, dude. See, when I was back the other day, I was digging this out trying to find it.
Son of a gun. There it is, man.
So this is Sarah Monster's grave right here.
I'd say that's it. Footstone, headstone.
Yeah, I'd put them back up. They were both buried. I found them.
They were down in the ground?
Yep, they found the ground.
This right here is definitely a grave.
Yeah.
Stand down in there, Brian. Show them that it's depressed. And
see right there how it goes down, sinks real bad like that. And I've never been able to find a stone for this right here neither.
That's definitely a grave.
I like to get across. Some kind of cross. Put it
Yeah. Well,
cemetery.
we'll definitely will. That's definitely a grave right there.
You see right here, I was talking about the pines.
Walk back in that again.
See right here. Yeah, right here. This right here, I believe this is Sarah Monster's mom.
Standing right in it. Standing right in it.
See right here. I'm pretty sure this right here is Sarah Monster's mom, and Sarah Monster's right here. There's supposed to be another grave right here behind Sarah Monster, right here.
Well,
there's supposed to be other graves. There's no signage of them.
I can't remember. I've not looked at that report in a while, but it's either 5 or 6 graves that the Corps of Engineers called for.
Oh, I've got it saved on my phone. I was just looking at the other day. That one you sent me right there in the message. That's
amazing, man. I was here once before, and you found those stones and set them up, man. I didn't see them.
Was you back here in this?
Standing right in the middle of it.
Come on, Dave. Come on. Well, like I said, now, many times I've been up there, I there, so I just need to go straight back from that blue ribbon over there, so I'm in it.
Unbelievable. Miser Cemetery. Another one that was not moved by the Corps of Engineers during the construction of the lake. I don't know if you can see that sinking in right there.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would have moved this right here, to be honest.
Well, yeah. You just have to be wanting to come here.
Yeah.
You know, what's the difference, Brian, between this one and Pointer? Pointer, they moved 89 graves. We did a video on that. It's no more near the water than this one is, but they moved it. But yet they left this one.
I think at one time, maybe on Pointer and Delph Ridges, they was probably planning on doing some kind of some developing up in there.
Yeah.
And they just never did.
Yeah. But it's really hard even looking around. You know, you got a bunch of 5 and 10 year saplings in here. It's hard to tell. I don't even see any sunken places for graves other than this one and that one.
There's Mark. When you look at the forestry survey, Mark is up there. There's a grave right here, back behind Sarah Meister.
Yeah.
There's more right in there. There's 3 more right over there. And there's no signs of them at all.
There's the grave. And right.
See, Lee Austin said years ago said the cemetery was destroyed in logging.
Well,
yeah,
we've heard that story before.
And I can about partly believe him too, you know.
Yeah, we've been told that it was destroyed by logging, and obviously something was destroyed because at one time there were 5 known graves.
There's signs of logging down here too.
Huh. Well, there ain't nothing in here older than 25 years.
Those are blades down here, hydraulic, oil barrels and shit everywhere.
Yep. And there's nothing in here, tree-wise, older than 25, 30 years.
No, there's nothing in here, I just know.
The biggest trees I see in here are some beech trees, and they're 25 year trees.
That's what I'm saying. There's none even here that owes me, and I'm 31, so I mean, that's still you don't even know.
Miser Cemetery. Daisy, you don't like those gunshots, do you? I don't blame you. All right, Miser Cemetery. This is getting down toward the... I ain't got many left on my list. The one we never did find over there, the former location of, was it Hensley?
Oh, Hensley? Yeah, I know Hensley's that too. Hensley's right.
Right there on the way to Grove.
What's his name? Or told me Hensley, or where Hensley was at, and I went up there to it right there. Back there.
We looked for it one time. We looked around there.
I went to the spot, but I didn't see nothing there.
Yeah.
I didn't see no sunken hose or anything.
Yeah. So there's supposed to be another grave right in behind here.
Yeah. There's hard to see. Right here behind Sarah Moss, and there's supposed to be some more right in that area right there over the more beech trees and them hollies is.
Yeah, well, they don't show. So who knows? Could have been infants, children.
I think there's children graves, and they just
because I don't see anything that even remotely resembles another grave. I wanted to insert this little section in there. This is a page out of the Army Corps of Engineers Cemetery Relocation. This is the cemetery known as Miser. They called it unknown and decided not to relocate it, so they X'd it out. Now, the layout we were looking at, there's only one known grave, and that is grave number 2, Sarah Miser, and the one with the headstones. You can see that grave is here. Number 2, Sarah Miser, and then the other grave behind it, the sunken spot, was grave number 1. Brian kept talking about the grave right in behind Sarah Miser, which was unknown 4. So they're laid out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 graves in the Miser Cemetery. Only one that was known was Sarah.